Hey Capricorn, I'm Empress Rose. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. We're going to take what works, leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. If I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this reading, go ahead and check your other major placements. Major placements are Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right, so we're going to start off. Oh yeah, that's right. I was doing this a little different. With an intuitive. Oh my gosh, cool. This is so cool. This deck is Moonology and Work Your Light Magic. No, it's just Work Your Light. I keep adding magic to it. It's of Oracle cards, right? And so this week I've been like, I just want 3. So a little bit of shuffling, a little bit of cutting, and then pulling the top 3. But the last 2 readings, Sagittarius and now you Capricorn, the deck has offered me 3. Oh, last time it was 4, but 3 cards. It's like, I just need a little training here of what I like. All right. Oh my goodness. A lot of off-worldy stuff, a lot of out of this world stuff. Take a break. Life's a work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Habitual ruts. Some sort of rut that you've been in. People always say like, build a life that you don't need a vacation from, but that's ridiculous. You should never not take a vacation from your life because it's a change in perspective, a change in everything. Every life, no matter how fabulous and perfect and whatever it is, and good luck building a life you don't need a vacation on in this system. Anyway, but the change in perspective is so crucial, that getting out of a rut, allowing yourself to be a new person, allowing yourself to shift and change a little bit, and getting out of, allowing yourself to grow. And sometimes that growth can feel a little scary because it might mean that we were doing something wrong, but it's not wrong. Your life isn't wrong. It's just, why not shift your perspective? There's a 365 degrees just in one plane of existence, right? So it would take you a long time to look at the world from all those different angles and all those different things. So just there's thousands and millions of angles and ways to see things. There's literally 7 billion people on the planet. We all see things very differently. So see something from some other perspective. Taking a break, get off the treadmill. If you've been working too hard, literally take a break. Then we have Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. So some sort of dream, some sort of beautiful heaven on earth is in the process of whatever your idea of heaven, whatever your vision is, in the process of happening. So you don't need to quite hit the pavement so hard or whatever. It's happening. You can let off the gas. You can not work so hard. You can lighten up a little bit. Allow yourself to see something from a different perspective. Maybe you're not seeing that it's happening because you're so locked into where you're at and where you've been. And then we have Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Communicating with your people in an uplifting way, bringing positivity to things, communicating and helping others with your communication, uplifting them. I feel like there's an emotional component to this communication that is gonna encourage others and help others. So getting off the treadmill, breaking out of some sort of rut, maybe some sort of way of communicating, way of seeing something, and communicating in a more uplifting way. It's happening, allowing yourself to change, allowing yourself to shift, to grow. You don't have to have been wrong first in order to grow, because that would be weird. Then we would never grow past a certain point, because there would always be some sort of implication that we've been wrong or that our life is wrong. Just because you need a break from it or just to look at something from a different perspective doesn't mean your perspective it's wrong. It just means there's other things. There's a lot to explore. I feel like you're like exploring this heaven on earth a little bit, and get out and explore. Don't be so locked into what you think you know, what you think you see, but nice little. Oh, and then we're going to do botanical inspirations here. Hydrangea. Thankfulness for understanding. Before we can forgive one another, we have to understand one another. I'm not sure if that's true. I think you can forgive without understanding, because then you wouldn't be able to forgive, because forgiveness is more about you and your experience of life, and then you wouldn't be able to forgive like people who died and whatever, because they don't get to explain them. But it is understanding, I think, is seeing things from a different perspective, which is to sort of take a break, breaking out of a rut, getting a different perspective to understand something, and being grateful for what you do have. Thankfulness and understanding. All right, we're going to move on to the Golden Tarot for a more traditional tarot spread here, Capricorn. Capricorn, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's the issue? Your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. All right. In your recent past, we have Eight of Swords. We have a sense of limitation, but it's only self-limiting. This almost feels like this rut, this thing that you need to take a break from, the self-limiting beliefs. It is sort of a shitty mantra you've had of, I can't do this isn't going to work, or this never works out, nothing ever works out for me. Some sort of shitty mantra that your only bondage was in your mind. In this situation, whatever situation we're talking about, it didn't have to do with anything external that kept you trapped or kept you bound. It was only your own mind of what you thought you had to do, what you believed about yourself, what you believed to be true. So this is actually hitting on a little bit of that take your break. You might not have been... You were wrong, okay? You were wrong and you're growing now, but there's no humiliation, there's no shame, as long as you take off the blindfold and loose yourself and unleash yourself from something that's holding you back, or something that's you have felt trapped by. You were not trapped by it, and that can be a little embarrassing to look at. I was just talking about like how we need to be able to grow and learn without being ashamed of who we were before, because that shame will prevent us from growing and learning and looking at the world from different perspectives. So, but there might have been a little embarrassment about who you've been or how you've been. But there is a blockage here, and it was just you. It was just you. And you know what? Bravo for you for figuring that out. You definitely figured that out, that it was your own mantra. It was your own perspective, right? Because her perspective is very limited. Who limited it? She did. She did. So in your current situation, so it looks like you've expanded. You've expanded your vision. You've expanded your belief in what's possible. This Eight of Swords energy, what does she get out of being trapped here? A sense of victim, a sense of martyr, a sense of, I can't help it, I had no choice. All of that stuff. You did have a choice. You always had a choice. You didn't have to be trapped there. You were never trapped. But you felt that way. You felt, I had no choice. That's literally one of the shittiest mantras I've ever heard. I hear it all the time. I had no choice. You maybe had crappy choices, but you did have a choice. As long as you're alive, you have a choice. You have a choice of what you think. You may not have felt like you had much choice about what you had to do in the situations you were in, but you have a choice about how you think about them and how you perceive them. And that is a very difficult mental shift, to understand how much freedom and how much choice you actually have in your life. It's terrifying and very difficult, but it looks like, I almost feel like that's the rut that you're getting out of, is this, like, I had no choice. No, you do have choices. The mentality, the only reason you don't have a choice is because you believe you don't have a choice. In your current situation, we have my widow Clicquot, the entrepreneur, the boss, Nine of Coins, having to do with being able to accomplish what you've meant to accomplish in life. This has taken a lot of work, and this could also be why we're talking about take a break. A lot of work has gone into this. She's a farmer. She's got a very successful farm, very successful. She's manifested things. She's brought things from idea to fruition. She's brought things from seed to flower, from seed to fruit. And here she is with the fruits of her labors. She's put in a lot of work into something, a lot of effort, and she's sitting there just in a sense of power, understanding the fruits of her labors. There's more to do, but boy, has there been a harvest, and it's come in, and she's learned. I mean, she's worked hard, decades and decades on this, and it's coming in, and it's coming to fruition, and she's accomplished something. So the Nine of Coins is a little bit about feeling worthy of where you're going, feeling worthy of this heaven on earth that you have created through your hard work on this treadmill. So it's about being able to create what your own reality and create what you wanted, and you did that. You created your own reality. There's a sense of worthiness and feeling worthy of having created your own reality, and feeling worthy of the heaven that you have created, that all of your hard work has created. You have created something very beautiful, and you're kind of sitting in a position of like, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I did that work. I did that work. You're like the little red hen that is sitting down to eat her cake. Yeah, you did a bunch of work. It was you. And then you have your hopes and fears, wheel of fortune, hoping for some sort of shift, some sort of movement of some kind, some sort of, shift or movement in the results. So you know you've put in the work. But there's something about Wheel of Fortune, of some part of the result of this is completely out of your control, completely out of your hands. There's shifting sands here, shifting times, and you're really thinking about all those things. Luck, basically. It's the luck card, Wheel of Fortune. You're hoping for some good luck. You may be thinking about, what causes good luck, what brings good luck in. You're definitely, it is a card of, and in your inner landscape, you're hoping for some good luck. Hoping for a lucky strike, hoping for something hits just right, some passage opens at just the right time. Hoping to get lucky. Thinking about that, thinking about these shifts of fortune. And then in your what's at issue here is this Tower card. It's the Tower in reverse. So this Tower card is just a big shakeup, really, upright or reverse. It's a big shakeup. The reverse can be a little bit more of things coming together very quickly, things coming together suddenly. It can also be not quite as confusing, like Tower Light, Tower Diet Tower. It's just not quite as a heavy hitter, or like a light beer, like Tower Light. So there's been some sort of shakeup, some sort of revelation, some sort of things that have happened and gone on, and you've seen things clearly now, and sort of the old order has been destroyed. It could be this old order in your mind here. The old order has been destroyed finally and crumbled, and you see things a little more clearly, a little differently. So some sort of old structure crumbling. I feel like this is, again, take a break and understanding things from a different perspective. A huge perspective change. That's what I'm seeing this Tower in as reversed. Not necessarily your actual life falling apart and coming apart and everything having to change, but a huge shift in perspective. There's been a huge shift in perspective. Whether that came internally or was asked of you, I don't know, or was demanded of you by your environment. In your environment, you have the Knight of Coins. You have a person, this represents a person in your environment who is a planner, plans ahead, very focused on a goal, achieving something, very focused on manifesting something. The Knight is typically going to be a communicator. So this person may be communicating a plan to you. Maybe they're very focused on the plan. It's a long-reaching plan. It's not a quick idea of, let's just go do this real quick. This is a big, long, big old plan. They may be coming in to communicate it with you, but they have an idea. They have some way that they want to make something happen. So creating heaven on earth, it is happening. I believe this Knight of Coins, this person is going to be a little bit brave. They might be facing some fears as they communicate this, but it is something, it's been on their mind for a long time. They've thought about it for a very long time. It is happening, and they're here to figure out how to make it happen with you, manifest something, and communicate some sort of idea for how to bring something into the real world. Your to-do list is temperance. Healing. I think this is also take a break, getting off the treadmill, taking some time to heal. Healing, adjustment, a period of adjustment. balancing things out, making things more palatable. You know, things can come in really strong. This is my bartender of the deck. So she's mixing her simple syrups with her bitters here, or her liquor here, and they're both things no one would drink separately, but together they're a lot more palatable, a lot more easier to handle, a lot of gentleness. There's a lot of gentleness in this card, a gentling hand coming in to sort of gentle and pacify and smooth the rough edges off. It's sandpaper. She's sort of emotional sandpaper of sort of like getting some of the roughness out, wiping some of it off, so that people don't get splinters and don't get hurt handling this thing. So that's what temperance is here, bringing harmony, smoothing things over, making things more palatable, more able to be handled. You know, right now something might be too hot, too cold, too hot to handle. So she's here to bring it down. She's going to put the ice cube in your overly hot cider, right? And it's going to be a little bit better because that cider might be a little too sweet anyway. So it's going to be drinkable. She's making something drinkable, something palatable. So that's your job, is to make something palatable, gentle something, soften something. It might take a while. It might take some patience to gentle something, soften something. This is what I'm seeing with this channeling and uplifting humanity. Bringing in a communication, but bringing in it so gently, so softly, so delicately and palatably. You know, when we approach people and bring some sort of new thing to them, as gentle as we can be, because we don't want to shut down other people and make other people feel like they've been a failure up until this point that I brought this to them. It's like we have to allow people to learn without having been a failure before, without having been mistaken before or wrong before. We have to allow that, and that is a lot about bringing in a very gentle communication so that it can be heard, so that it can be felt and understood without defenses going up. So if you come in with a truth or something and defenses immediately go up. We have to. There's not much other choice. We have to protect ourselves. Not everybody has our best interests. We all know that. So we get defensive. So communicating something in a way that doesn't create that defensiveness, it's going to be a lot easier, because when you're learning something or trying to communicate some sort of new idea, it can be difficult already, and it's even more difficult when you have to like sort through a bunch of emotions and figure out if you should be defensive in the situation or not. So I feel like you're communicating something, but you need to do it in the most gentle way that you can come up with, so as not to create defenses, so as not to put someone on the defensive, but you're doing it very gently in a very uplifting way. So you're helping somebody, you possibly even yourself. So somebody here needs to sort of be uplifted or leveled up or learn something, and you're going to bring it in super, super gentle here. That's your job, to bring in what you have to bring in, but bringing it in a way that's not going to get someone in defensive mode, is not going to hurt somebody, or is not going to shut down the whole learning process and shut the other person down because it's too painful, right? You come in with swords, we have no choice but to put up a shield. You come in with, hot cider. Well, maybe I'll hear what you have to say then. And then we have the Chariot. This is where you're going. The team gets together and moves very quickly forward. This is, Chariot often has to do a very quick fulfillment. It could be travel. It could be a journey, an actual physical journey. But most likely it's going to be just the team. Okay, so you're going to be working together, seeing eye to eye, understanding each other, thankfulness for understanding. You're going to be very grateful that you came in with the information you had and the understanding you had in a very gentle, very kind way that was easy to be heard, easy to digest. That's your job, is to bring something in like that, to make something easier to digest and easier to be heard. And then there's going to be some sort of syncing up, synchronization, and then you're going to be moving forward beautifully and in sync. Sort of, I'm seeing synchronized swimmers. I'm seeing, you know, the chariot, the horses working together, all in sync, not fighting each other, but heading in the same direction together. So really beautiful energy coming in here, Capricorn, but you're the one that has to bring the beautiful energy, I think. So if you tend to be a little bit harsh, you need to mellow your harsh and bring in some beautiful, gentle, relaxed energy. All right, so Capricorn, I hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments. I very much appreciate them. We've already got a choppy little situation going on here with that interruption to my phone, so why not just, I forgot the Kuan Yin, wild Kuan Yin, why not just go with that? This wild Kuan Yin. One last message for those that want it. Oh, 2 last messages. Okay, heading out in play, being well protected on your path. You are protected. You're free to play. You're free to relax. You're free to play. And whoa, wild ride. Holy crap. Okay, we'll start with this one. It's called Child's Play. Conscious play creates energy. It allows us to enjoy the discipline that helps us feel safe, productive, and that we are making progress on our path. It opens us up to life and increases our vitality and creativity. Without it, discipline and hard work, the treadmill, can wear away at our life force. When balanced with loving and healthy discipline, there is no need to fear it. It can only bring benefit. So your discipline, and we all know Capricorns can be very well disciplined, needs some play energy coming in here. Moved by the call, wild love of my own soul, I call upon you. I trust in the process of letting go and the wild, loving life calling me to my divine destiny. I trust in my fearless spirit. So beautiful. Okay, now goodbye. Have a wonderful week.